Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, we've been saying around here for a while that Disney is trash, right? We talk about the box office being a disastrous dumpster fire. Their streaming services, shows after shows, whether it be Star Wars or Marvel, just continue to hit the tank. And it's one of them situations where things just aren't going very well. And obviously their latest acquisition of the Doctor Who franchise and putting all of that out there has completely and totally failed to even chart in the Nielsen or the Samba TV ratings in the United States. And it is abysmally bad out there in the UK. So needless to say, Disney is trash by the majority of the metrics that you can put out there. Obviously, we've had the great success with Deadpool and Wolverine, and that's going to end up making $1 billion, and I think all of the fans are very happy of it, myself included in that whole mix. But ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the trash that has affected the rest of Disney and all of its entertainment and stuff is going all the way down to the parks. And the real question is, does Disney even actually care anymore? Because this is pretty sad. This is pretty pathetic. A place that is supposed to be the most magical place on earth is supposed to be a completely and totally immersive experience with having out any kind of distractions, without any reminders of the actual real world out there and what's going on. You're supposed to be completely and totally immersed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after time and time again seeing all of these crazy videos coming out about the Disney parks and about how now we've had an official report from their own earnings call talking about how the parks revenues are actually down, which for the longest time people said, oh, well, Disney will be fine no matter what. They can carry on this propaganda nonsense for absolutely forever because their parks are always going to continue pumping them up. Well, guess what? That is not the case anymore. We've heard complaints time and time again about these incredibly long lines, about them fluffing numbers, about how a lot of the past stuff is just so very complicated and very extremely difficult to use. And of course, the prices are constantly going up. And then at the exact same time, you've got Universal coming out there getting ready to eat Disney's lunch with all of their new Epic Universe stuff that they've got out there, with that incredible park that they're going to see, with How to Train Your Dragon and everything else that is going to be absolutely epic and amazing. And this is just a sad state of affairs. Walt's dream was this incredible park that you could see and do like a World's Trade Fair and all this other kind of crazy stuff and just be immersed in all these magical worlds and everything else. And that, under the Bob Iger regime, is literally gone to trash, boys and girls. So we're going to check out this article from that park place. We're going to show you the video and then also show you some of the speculation about what's going on about this, because I initially thought this might be like right after a parade or something like that. But it turns out, after a little checking from that park place and our dear sweet Marvin over here, they have found out that that is not true, and of course completely and totally shut down all of the naysayers that are trying to say, oh, Disney's fine. No, boys and girls, Disney is not fine, and Disney parks are definitely not. So we're going to check out this article from that park place. Before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, because boys and girls, we are getting closer and closer to 1,100, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment down below if there's any kind of interest you guys have left. If you've been a long-time Disney fan who has gone to the parks in the past, have you seen a decline in these things? Or you want to be one of those people out there who there's no way you would ever set foot in a Disney park in this modern era right now, and this stuff just makes it even worse and even less likely that you would ever do that. So from that park place, from our Marvin Montanaro, footage of a filthy Main Street USA goes viral on X with trash covering the sidewalk. Walt Disney World has always been known for a squeaky clean image. For 50 years, the parks have been meticulously maintained, from landscaping to janitorial services, guaranteeing that guests are transported to a pristine, magical fantasy location. But on August 3rd, an X user named Roger Edwards posted a video on the platform addressed to that park place, investigator reported Jonas J. Campbell. The video in question showed an astonishingly filthy Main Street USA with trash piled up in the street. And obviously we can look at it here, but we can check out the full version of it over here. You can actually get like a nice little full screen version of it right here. So today at Magic Kingdom, says Roger Edwards, trash everywhere on Main Street USA, terrible. Now check this video out. So obviously right here, you can see all the spoons and all the trash. I mean, you literally just had a lady step on a spoon right there. You've got napkins all over the place on the ground out here. You continue going right here. You see more of it. There's more napkins. There's more trash all over the place. I don't even know, those paper wrapped straws. You got a cup with more straws in it. All these plates, Starbucks cups, drink cups, all of this kind of stuff, right? Now, I initially had the first reaction, like apparently a few other people out there. I thought, especially with the plates like being sat down on the side of the street right there, this seemed to me like what it would look like after a parade, right? Like this is where you would kind of see that kind of thing. And anybody who's been to a parade knows that, well, people aren't very good about cleaning up after themselves. And we should all be better about cleaning up yourselves. So leave a place better than what you found it. But that being beside the point out there, ladies and gentlemen, this is supposed to be a situation where all of this stuff at Disney is supposed to be like instantaneously cleaned up. All of this stuff, that's what you're paying for the premier package at Disney, is to have this perfect, pristine, magical experience out there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is not the case. In the video, we can see napkins, straw paper cups, Disney themed parks, all of that kind of stuff. And it's funny because, and even what appeared to be a hand towel discarded on the signature red pavement alongside the distinct Disney trash cans. There was also a plastic spoon on the ground that being stepped on by park patrons. Anyone seeing this footage a decade ago would have been astonished at the state of the most magical place on earth. There was a time that such a sight would have been absolutely unheard of. However, in a post-COVID, Disney's seen a lot of cuts and changes that have negatively impacted the guest experience. Guests are reporting overflowing garbage cans, litter, chipping or faded paint, and other issues that make one wonder where Disney's legendary standards have gone. Of course, there are many who attempted to discredit this report, saying that the footage was taken immediately following a parade. Like I said, that was my first thoughts on it as well. However, on August 3rd, 2024, there were actually no parades taking place in the Magic Kingdom. An issue in Frontierland, which many believe to be a burst sewage line, closed the entire area to guests for much of the day, right? Something happening right here from Eric Chu, closed off guests, hashtag Magic Kingdom, hashtag Walt Disney World, right? You can obviously see security right here, making sure that nobody goes in. Pump trucks and Roto-Rooter were on hand, and no one was allowed in the area surrounding the Country Bear Jamboree. So I just love this too from this Holly Jolly Saint Marcellus. Disney now sponsored by Roto-Rooter Plumbing, right? And you can see the pictures right here from the Roto-Rooter, right? You can see the Roto-Rooter van in there. So I just thought that was funny. I thought that was kind of funny. So since the parade steps off point is in Frontierland, just to the left of Tiano's Bayou Adventure, the other place nobody's going to visit right now, it would have been impossible for Roger to post a scene unfolding while a parade crowd dispersed. The Disney difference was once cited by many as the added value that justified the cost of a Disney vacation. You were paying a premium price for premium experience. But it seems from this video that cleanliness standards have seriously slipped in the Magic Kingdom. Additionally, the signature Disney look has also gone the way of the Dodo at the Walt Disney World. The company-wide dress and hygiene code placed restrictions on facial hair, piercings, visible tattoos, hair color, and more. It helped present a more clean-cut atmosphere that worked alongside the pristine grounds to create a memorable experience for families of all ages. Yeah, you're not going to Disney World trying to look like you're walking into a Hot Topic with the kind of employees that are there, right? Like if you want to have stuff like that, if you want to decorate your face and have face tattoos and make it to where you can never have like an actual like traditional kind of facing job, that's fine. That's your choice. That's your business. Do your thing, chicken wing. But at the end of the day, people come to Disney for a specific type of experience. If they want to see somebody with facial piercings and tattoos, they'll go to Hot Topic, not Walt Disney World. That's just basics. That's just basics. The Walt Disney World of 2024 is certainly still memorable, but for all the wrong reasons. And that is a fact. Boys and girls, it is memorable, but this is just a one in a laundry list of stories. We don't normally cover like park stuff over here and things like that. There's much better channels out there that do that. Go check out Park Hoppin' with Drunk 3PO and Krista. They cover all of this stuff really, really well, and they do a great job showing all this kind of stuff off. But it's at the end of the day, overall, I think the reason why that's important to talk about this story is because this shows you the quality of deterrence of the Walt Disney Company overall on every single level. It doesn't matter if it's Marvel and the television shows and all the movies they produced over the last few years. It doesn't really matter if it's Star Wars and pretty much every single abomination that they've put out there when it comes to all of the Star Wars stuff out there. And it goes right down to everything, right? This shows you that the quality of the Walt Disney Company as a whole has drastically dropped over the last few years under the Bob Iger regime. Bob Chapek, Okay, Chapek was never actually in charge. Iger never actually left. He never even gave up his C-suite, okay? This has been the Bob Iger regime for like the last 20, 25 years at this point. And the last few years, you have seen the continued steady decline of the Walt Disney Company under Star Wars, under Marvel, under Pixar, and now under the parks. And this is the cash cow that everybody used to claim and say, oh, well, Disney will be able to go on forever. Well, guess what, boys and girls? That cash cow is drying up. And this just shows you and speaks volumes to the entire quality of what is currently becoming out of the Walt Disney Company. And I, for one, boys and girls, that is a sad state of affairs for somebody who was once a Disney kid and dreamed of taking his family to the Walt Disney World resort out there in Florida someday, like my grandmother had always hoped to take me. And you could probably only barely even pull off paying me to set foot in one of those parks these days, boys and girls, and I certainly would not take my family there. This is disgusting. This is sad. And guess what? It just proves that once again, Disney is trash. And after all, you get what you deserve because you did do it to yourself.